uh, suppose if we want to add any fields in it, so first we will add the fields with input tag, right? So that is like this. Suppose for the input tag, input, and here I am giving like type equal to some text. Okay, and type equal to text, and method so the name equal to some first name, f name, and also like suppose if we want to submit this name, we are going to give one more input, but that is like type equal to some submit. Okay, and type equal to submit. So now it's like a value is equal to submit, right? So so this is in general how we will create a form. Suppose if we are going to submit this form, if we are submitting this form on submit, it should do some validation or something. So so in those cases it is like we have to give some function on top of the form. So here in the form or tag, here I have to give first name of my form. So let us think my form is my name, form name, and also like here like on submit, and here I am going to return. I'm going to return validate form. Validate form. Okay. So now I want to write a function for this validate form. I want to write a function for this validate form. So I have to go to the script tag, which is not yet declared. So script, coming for the script here, where so in this script I am going to use like you know function, function, and validate form, and here I am going to take like where x is equal to, I am going to take like document dot form, forms dot, not dot, square brackets. I am taking like my forms, my form, and here I am going to access the that input tag, the input tag within the form. So it will go for the first, it will check. Okay, so it will go for the form, and this form by accessing up to here, and it has to go for this first name. So I want to validate the first name text. So what I am doing is I'm going to access the next step, next hierarchy, that is like first name. So here it is like f name. Okay, so that is the name of the input, right? That is the name of the input. Okay, and that is the name of the input. Now I want to check the value of it, right? So first I'm getting the value of it. Okay, so let us see up to here like what is the functionality happening. So I'm revealing this one in Finder, and I'm opening this one with the Google Chrome. So this is the general form I have. So I have kept like one is like input, and other one input type text, and other one is like submit. Okay. So now the thing is here, once I click on this validate form, I should get the value of this first name. So first I am going to choose x value, x value, and here I am taking like comma x. So now if we are okay, so if we are submitting this one, we'll okay. So we are getting that form request actually, and now if I want to post if I want to check that value, so actually I'm not returning anything after function. Within the function I have to return something else, it could go for a anonymous. So here if I am checking some logic here, if that x value, whatever the x value we are having inside the form, if it is empty, I'm going to give like alert, and so in this alert I am giving like input should not be empty, or first name should not be empty. Okay, so if I click on it, I will get this validation. First name should not be empty. So if I am giving some text here, some RAM or something, and I am not getting anything for now. The data is sent actually. Okay. So if in this case the return will be false. Return will be false. So else.
Sir, Prasad left here, sir, ఒకసారి.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Hi, Prasad. Yeah. So, what I was telling is if the field is empty, it should display some alert message like the field first name should not be empty. Okay. So like this we can also do with some other validations with JavaScript, such like suppose if I want to check a numeric value. So if I want to check a numeric value for within certain validation or within certain range, so I can able to give first type equal to some text, and name is equal to some num or something. So here in the function whatever the form is submitting, so let us take one more variable here, so where y is equal to document dot forms, this like my form, and here it is like num right, it's like num and dot value. Okay, dot value. So now if I want to check this number should be less than certain range, right? So like what I want to do, I want to give here if already I give for the value of x, let me give here like this, and check the both y value also. Y is y value should be less than some one, and also it should or should be or it should be y value should be greater than one. So either of the cases. Okay, so else what I will do is I will put this in else if loop, so that else if giving the condition below. Now yeah, so else if y less than 1 and y greater than 1, in both cases it should y greater than some 10. Okay, if it is, y should be um, greater than 10 and y should be less than 1. So in that case it has to display like alert input not valid. Okay, and else in the worst case it should display like alert input in range. Okay, this is let me put this in separate thing, so that this y value should be if it is less than 1 or if it is greater than 10, then it is not in I mean not in range, not a valid. That's what it has to validate. Okay, so here if I am refreshing, the first one is name. Actually name, here it is like name, and this one is like number. Okay, so we are checking here like, so first one, if I am giving some data here and I am giving some 0 here and submitting, so it will tell like number input is not valid. For example, if I am not giving here anything and I am passing I am not giving anything in the name and number, so first it will go and execute the first name should not be empty. Okay, so if it is so if it is like an, you can also validate like this. So y value, if it is y value, if it is like a is equal to null, is equal to spaces. If it is equal to space, in this case also we can validate. Actually, 1 second, I will refresh. Okay. So or is nan of y. This is nan of y. So if it is not a number, in that case it should display Okay. Okay. Yeah, that one I will separately handle. So we'll check the range now. Within this range, uh, suppose if I am giving some six value and I am giving some term, then it should be like from input is within the range. So, okay. So if it is I am not giving here anything and I am giving some bad I mean zero value here, and in this case input is not valid. That's what it will handle. So it will handle form. This is about the form and validating the input within the form with JavaScript actually. And I think Prasad left. 1 second.
Yes.
I think he didn't connect it to audio. Still not. Suppose here we can do done. So okay. And full name. Let me take the full name. Okay, full name where, but it should be like a function. We can write a function inside a object also. Okay, so we can write function inside a object also. So here I am going to return. One is like first name, and other one I am going to return that is like last name. This dot last name. Okay, so if you are observing here, earlier we saw about objects, so it's like a key and value based we saw, but here for the property of the full name I am mentioning function. I am mentioning function and I am returning whatever the values are within this first name, within this object. Here this will mention the current object. This will mention the current object. In general, if I want to access the John outside, how can I access? I can able to access with obj.fname. obj.fname. But within the function, if I want to access, or within the object, if I want to access the first name, I can use this. This keyword is used to call a variable, or it is used to represent the current object or a function. Okay, so here if we are displaying this uh, object, so how can I trigger this first name? What is the way of triggering this first name? Console.log
Console
obj dot
object dot fname
full name.
full.
Okay, so this will display the current the applications, um, first name, full name here. This dot, one second, this dot first name, and I didn't call as a function. I should call it as a function because this is a function. Since this is a function, I want to call the full name as a function. Okay, so if it is a value, I can able to call directly. Okay, so if I am checking now, I should able to see John Snow, which is like a first name and last name of the object. First name and last name of the object. So, and here this keyword represents to the owner of the function. This keyword represents to the owner of the particular function. Suppose if I want to call uh,
So Prasad is waiting, sir.
yeah, admitted, yeah. Okay. Suppose if I want to call a particular object, or if I want to call a particular object, how can I call a particular object? So uh, let me take here some three values, three objects. So where some person I have. So in this person, I am going to have here, full name, and I am going to have here some function. So within this function, I am going to use return first name, f name, this dot first name plus and this dot last name. Okay, so this is the general object I have. So if I want to pass a parameters to this function, so if I want to pass some parameters to this function, so what I want to do is, let me take one some person underscore one more object which is giving some values. So let us think it is giving some values like first name, which is like you know Daniel, and last name is something like no, no, last name or some Doe or something. Okay, so if I want to pass these values to this function, if I want to pass this first name and last name to this person function, so in that case I can able to call them like this. Person first is like the object, whatever the object we want to target, dot, and full name. Full name is the this a function name dot call. I am going to call the parameters of person one. Okay, so this one should return the values of first name and last name, and it will reflect these values here in this return, and it will give us the output, the Daniel and Doe. Okay, so this here in this call function, what it will do is it will send the values of a person, object details into into the one more object where it will pass the values like first name and last name. If you observe this one and also this one, both are similar, but they were segregated and they were merged with call. Okay, so let me show you this one. Sorry. So here, Daniel and Doi. So Daniel is the first name, last name is Doyle. So that is how we can able to use a call inside a javascript, inside a javascript. Suppose if I want to reuse if I want to reuse a particular method, so with the apply method we can able to write a method that can be used on different objects. So apply method is very similar to the call method. Okay, but in the functionality wise they both are little different. The apply method is like can take the arguments. It will take the arguments as an array, but call method takes the arguments separately. That is the difference between call and apply. Suppose if I want to do one more here, like some person to, right, person to, and here I am giving some Ram and uh, Vivek, Ram and Vivek. So if I want to call this right here in this function, one second, I think I will take one more here, one more function, so it will be more clear. Yeah, it will be more clear here. So here I am using this person for apply. Okay, but here I am using some parameters city, and also I am using one more not city, first name and last name. Okay, so I can use some city. One is like city and the country and country. And while once the person is returning here, I am going to use here like city, and other one is like country. Country. So make it clear. So once the person is passing, if I want to pass some values for this, right, for this person apply. So let me cut this and paste here. So I want to give the person apply. So is a function. So for this person apply, I am going to apply this person to values, and also I am going to pass the variables, the parameters externally. Externally, I am going to pass some variables. So in that case, I am going to use like first is like person. One second. Person apply. That is our main function here. Dot full name. Okay, dot full name dot apply, and here I am having like here I am uh, having like some two person two is the one uh, which I want to reflect. Apart of this person two, what are the different parameters it is mentioned externally? We need to have one is like country, other one is city, right? So city I am taking like Bangalore, and country I am taking like India. Okay, so this will intend this anyhow, the person is like within the same object, so with this function I can able to call. But coming for these variables, they were externally sent. Now these variables will be reflected here in this function, and they will be displayed Ram Vivek Bangalore India. So let us see this one here. create like a non-object 67. 1 second. Person apply full name. Person apply and full name uh, full name dot apply and 1 second. Oh, city and country and return first name and last name and here person to first name and last name. We should do also first name and last name and here it is. The problem is like we have to give the parameters, external parameters in an array. Okay, that's how the apply will work. And hi Prasad, you came. Hello Prasad. Okay. Okay. Yeah. One more thing I'm going to discuss, that is closure. So closures are one of the important topic. So what this closure will do is like it will get the inner scoped variable to the outer scope. It will bring the inner scoped variable to the outer scope. Actually, means it is used to call a inner scoped variable to the outer scoped function. Okay, suppose let us think I have two functions which are nested functions, but if I am declaring anything in a function scope, that function scope will be available within the same, I mean within the same function alone. For example, here I am having some function with a variable. uh, I mean, let us think I have one function with some add, and within this add again I have some where some counter is equal to 0. If I try to access this one outside this counter, I mean outside this function, so what it will go? It will go for is not defined, undefined. Okay, so that variable will be undefined since the counter is available within the function alone. Suppose if I want to declare it here inside the function, so then it will catch up that particular value. So it will catch up the particular value. So since since I have not called this one, I have to invoke that one so that I can able to find the value 0. So let us think. I have this counter function, but I want to access it somewhere within other function. So within some other function, I want to access this counter value. So I can able to go for return. So let me start in one more function here. So within this, within inside this function, I want to increment this function value. Okay, so here I'm using like plus equal to some 1 and return counter. Okay. So if I am triggering like this, so whenever I am calling this counter, so it will go and increment that counter value. So it will go and increment the counter value. So let us put this one in console.log. Sorry, console.log and check. So here if I am checking console dot on second, I have to first take this, um, put this one in and add one variable, and I am going to invoke this one, this function, in a self-invoked manner. So uh, so if you are seeing here, I am having like add. So this add whatever I have here, that will be adding the particular value. Okay, so if I am giving console.log and giving, so it should get that. 1 second again. So I am returning the counter, and returning will inside this function, but it is not self-invoked properly. I want to invoke it properly, and so let us see now. So I just got that value, count, add one. So if I am doing one more time, I should get the incremented value. So if I am giving one more time, it will get the other incremented value. So what this is doing here is like, within a function, whatever I have, I am going to access this one to the inner function, and I am going to get this value, whatever the updated value, to the outer function, and it is returning to add. So what this closure will do, these closures will give the scope of inner scoped function values to the outer scope, and it will return the updated value to the variable whatever we are declaring. A closure is nothing but which is like a function within a function. The inner function variables can be able to access it to the outer function. This is one kind of mechanism in JavaScript. You have any doubts here, Shekhar?
No, no, sir.
Okay, yeah. So we'll stop here because this guy also not available. So